Sarah, and I'm a hospital float pharmacist. So what does this mean exactly? Well, to start off, hospital pharmacy is a very large umbrella term. It encompasses so many different departments like internal medicine, surgery, ICU, inpatient psych, infectious disease, central pharmacy, you get it. There are dedicated pharmacists for each department, but there are also hospital pharmacists called float pharmacists, and that's me. So we pretty much float to wherever they need us. In the hospital due to vacations, time off, sick leave, maternity or paternity leave, or call-outs. You're probably wondering, does this mean she doesn't work full-time? No, I'm still a full-time hospital pharmacist. Disclaimer, before I continue, I just want to emphasize that this is all based on my hospital and this may not be applicable to all hospitals. Every hospital and their format is different. For my particular hospital, everyone has a staff 1 weekend a month. So whenever someone covers a weekend, they'll be off a random weekday the following week. This is also when us float pharmacists would cover too. Before I show you my work schedule, let's go over the breakdown of all the different shifts first. Now, all float pharmacists cover these specific areas: medicine, surgery, ICU, and central pharmacy. All float pharmacists are scoped in 2 to 3 specialty areas. Mine are psych, SCI, and infectious disease. So I'm one of those rare float pharmacists that covers both days and nights. Every 6 months, I cover graveyard shifts and then I switch back to covering day shifts. I posted a while back of me discussing the pros and cons of days versus nights and 12-hour shifts versus 8-hour shifts. So you can go check out that later in the link below. I'll just focus on the day shifts for this video. So for day shifts, they can either be 8-hour shifts or 12-hour shifts. For the 8-hour shifts, you'll either be the morning shift, mid shift, or evening shift. Like I mentioned earlier, you'll work 1 weekend a month. So when you do work a weekend, you'll get 2 random weekdays off. Alright, so looking at this particular schedule, you'd see the dark blue is my work schedule. So when I switch back to days, you see here the 13th and the 14th is team 1. So that's when I'm covering medicine and the hours are usually 7:30 to 4. And then looks like I'm working that weekend. So H is our mid shift and J is our evening shift. And because I worked that weekend, I had the 12th off and I had the 19th off. So sometimes you're not gonna have consecutive days off, like 2 in a row if you work a weekend, but that's okay. You know, sometimes that happens. But if you look at the rest of the weekends, it's pretty nice. So coming up after that day off I have, the 20th, I'm being trained for SCI. It's one of my scope of practice I mentioned, this spinal cord injury. Following that is team 1 for medicine again. And looks like I'll have the following weekend off. So the 22nd, 23rd, which is nice. Jumping right back, so the 24th to 27th, those are 12-hour shifts. I will be covering the ER day shift, so that'll be pretty fun. And because those are 12 hours, we get a pay period. Our pay period is every 2 weeks, so we get paid every other week. So within that 2 weeks, it has to fit the hours has to be like a typical 40-hour work week, somehow fit between those 2 weeks. So, you know, our supervisors plays around with the schedule. So because I have a couple 12-hour shifts embedded in there with some 8-hour shifts, I got a 3-day weekend out of it. So it's nice. I actually have a trip planned for the 28th to the 30th. And then right after that, on the 31st, I'm team 5, so that's medicine. But with this particular medicine team, it's very unique. They are one of the only 12-hour shifts in medicine. So with the 31st, that's a 12-hour shift. And then the following days, medicine, and then it looks like I'm covering the mid shift, that's in central pharmacy. The 3rd, I'm supposed to have a day off, but I decided to pick up some OT so I could be trained in another specialty area. And then the 4th is I'm covering inpatient psych.